Hi, everybody. Coming to you right now with a weather report for my area. I, sorry, pulling it back up again. Of course, I live in the Midwest. I live in an area where typically is expected to have snow and cold and um, dressing in layers and all that, which I've talked about that several times before in my videos. That's kind of what we expect here. So the fact that it's been so quiet, peaceful, kind of calm. We didn't really have any snow or anything until last night. I went to bed and I guess it started snowing. This morning we have a little bit of snow. Just not even much. Just a tiny incidental amount. Um, what I'd say um for my area. But I know there's other places in other states where if they get snow, like I heard Hawaii was getting snow right now. It's like, really? And there are other places like uh, North Carolina, South Carolina, places like that, that if they were to get snow, everything kind of gets shut down. In fact, I was in North Carolina once when they got a couple of inches of snow and it kind of put everything to a halt. Well, here where I'm at, um, can be kind of a moneymaker because there's a lot of jobs in snow. A lot of people out there plowing those roads. Well, believe me, when it snows, there are people that shovel the snow. I mean, some people shovel for themselves if they haven't hired a service or whatever, or don't have the equipment to snow blow it. But then there's other people like condo associations that pay for someone to shovel their sidewalks and down their stairs and do the salting, de-icing, whatever. There are trucks out there that are plowing the streets, keeping everything nice and clear and safe. It's also kind of the downside of, you know, living in the Twin Cities area of the snow emergency routes because we're so used to having a lot of snow that we have that plan in place already and it just happens effectively and regularly. But then when it starts snowing, if it's a heavier snow, then all the cars have to be moved to one side of the street one day and then the other side of the street the other day. They'll send out notification through phones, emails, as like a little ticker tape at the bottom of the television screen, a variety of ways. So people know if the cars need to be on the east side of the street or the west side of the street, or if they're working, from the north or the south or whatever. But that's really not the issue today. It's a little bit of snow, but yeah, that's not really why I'm on here right now. Why I'm on here is something that I discussed in the past about my experience and what kind of pushed me into the mindset of preparedness and making sure I had my stuff together. Wind, wind advisories. It's nice if you're outside and there's a nice little calm, cool little breeze. Yeah, that can be really, really nice. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the kind of wind that's so strong that it's knocking stuff down. Straight line winds, like what happened quite a while ago. About it was more than 20 years ago. Quite a while ago. The straight line winds had happened when I when I moved to Minneapolis, and it 3 days after I moved into my new place, the winds were so strong that They, knocked down telephone poles and trees and hit power lines. Power was out for a week, that kind of a deal. And apparently, in my area, there was an alert that came out this morning, like 3:15 this morning. Wind advisory in effect from 6 p.m. this evening to 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Did this really come out? I have to see. Yep, Sunday at 3:12 a.m. until Monday at 7 o'clock p.m. Oh, 7 o'clock a.m. So all day today until tomorrow morning, there is a wind advisory in effect. Wind advisory doesn't mean that there's going to be little bits of trash, which shouldn't be on the ground anyway, floating by and hitting someone in the face, or little leaves or whatever. It means it could be significant winds. In this alert, it says that it's northwest winds from 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 45 miles per hour expected. So if you live in the Twin Cities area in Minnesota, even further than that, I'll go through the list of places that are expecting these really high gusts of wind. Portions of central, east central, south central, and southeast Minnesota. That covers quite a bit of the map. It'll be it was from 6 p.m. to 7 a.m. Central Standard Time on Monday. And the impact they're expecting is gusty winds could blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down. Remember I was talking about the tree limb that, the telephone line that knocked out the power line and the tree limb that broke off and put a hole into my neighbor's roof. So, tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Additional details: strong winds and rapidly falling temperatures will also lead to wind chills 10 to 20 degrees below zero on early Monday. So, they're sending out this weather alert for people to be prepared. It's a precautionary alert, which is awesome. I'm glad that they do this. I'm glad that there are people that are working, with the weather service and that they are letting people know in advance. So use extra caution when driving, especially if operating a high profile vehicle, and secure outdoor objects, all that cute little stuff that people put out in their yards to, for the holiday season or whatever. That stuff needs to be secure because if it's not, it's going to be blown away. I'm going to give a shout out and say thanks to AL, um, LA, for sharing that information. That's one of part of the family of Danette's Kitchen. So thanks to one of our subscribers for sharing that information. So we know that the weather is coming. What are you going to do? Are you ready? And by are you ready, I mean more than do you have a sweater to put on your body? If the power goes out, you're going to be up a creek without a paddle unless you've already prepared and you've got that paddle in place. Let's talk about lighting first. What can you do? Do you already have backup power prepared for if an event like that happens? Something on the super minimal scale is one of these little light deals. This doesn't offer much light. It'll help you to see how to put the key in your door if you're getting home and it's dark out during that time. This is actually one of those little noisemaker deals, so that if you're out in the community and you're feeling unsafe or someone's starting to harass you, you pull the string and it sets off a really high pitched alarm so that it notifies people about as far as up to a block. It gets really, really ridiculously loud. That's what this is. This is on a very, very minimal scale as far as preparation. Another thing you can have, tea lights. They're small, they're really, really affordable. If you don't have any, I'd say go out and just grab a bag of them right now just to have. I got a bunch of them on sale at a regular store, and then I found some on sale at a thrift store. Nice large packages of them. And so I keep that as my last minute backup. And there's some really nifty things that can be done with this that I'll show you on a future video. Things that I actually did that first time that I had the high winds when I didn't know what else to do before I got into my preparedness mindset. So that's where I first learned of, you know, using some extra little skills and tricks. This particular one is citronella fragrance is to be used outdoors, keep bugs away. But I do also have regular ones for indoor use. But if you use something like this, you want to have a little container or something to put it in so that that way, as it melts, if there's any wax that melts out, it's melting down into this container. If you don't have something like this, um, maybe using a dessert dish or a small saucer or something. But you don't want to just set that flat on your piece of furniture where it'll melt and make a mess or where it could fall over and start a fire. So having it in something will keep you and your family safer. This cute little bumblebee honeycomb is actually a beeswax candle. And as tiny as this is, believe it or not, this will stay lit up to 3 hours. I had a bunch of them and I've slowly used them over the years. That's why I like this. Got this from the farmers market. You know, if you have farmers markets in your areas and there are people that are beekeepers and they're bringing honey, sometimes they'll bring honey and they'll bring beeswax candles. This is an awesome thing to have to at least know that you can buy yourself a little light for a few hours. And as you see, I'm making the light sources increase, you know, in the order that I'm showing you. Of course, you're going to need some kind of matches or a lighter or something to be able to start the fire because sometimes if the power goes out and people are thinking, oh, I'll just light it on the stove. Well, stove isn't always an option because if your stove has an electric ignition, then when that power goes out, you're not going to be able to use that stove to light anything. But moving forward, these kind of candles, the kind that you use in a cute little candlestick, if you're going to have a dinner for two or for however many, if you have some of these are always helpful, but it's really important to have a candlestick holder. It doesn't matter if you got it from the Dollar Tree or Target or wherever, you know, have something that you can put that in so that as this melts, the extra wax melts into that area around it and it doesn't just like melt all over your table. These are reasonably priced. You can get them variety of colors. Um, they don't last as long. It's nice for maybe an hour. So actually this doesn't really last as long as this. I am a big fan of this though. But These are always nice to have because you can use it for more than just one function. Next, this. And yes, you're probably saying, what? That's smaller than the other one. Yes, it's smaller. But this is a Shabbat candle, which comes in a little pack of 12. It has pure paraffin wax. And when you burn a Shabbat candle, it actually lasts a decent amount of time. So yes, this can last about as long as this. But this, when it burns down, it burns evenly and there's no excess wax dripping down. It burns to the totality of the candle, so it's like you're really getting your money's worth. You can get these in the grocery store. So it burns like, actually, this burns longer than this. This burns about the same amount of time as this, about 3 hours. But you can get this in the grocery store. I'm a big fan of this because, like I said, it doesn't leave a mess. You do want to make sure that you have this on a candlestick, though, on a candle holder. So, for 3 hours, I think this is a very good deal. And you can get 12 of them in this pack. Like I said, they're at the grocery stores out there. Um, I probably bought this from Rainbow Foods or Cub Foods, probably Cub Foods, because that was the place that I was at that time. So, very good deal. Next, ugh, I have it kind of taped up on the end because I didn't want to lose any candles. These are emergency candles. You can get them in a 10 pack. It's for general household use. You can use them when you're having that dinner party, or you can use them for the event of an emergency. But you do want to have it in a candlestick holder and expect that it's going to, melt down the side of this candle. Unlike the Shabbat candle, it won't burn evenly. And even though they look very similar, Shabbat candle, and this is the emergency candle. This will last for 3 hours. This won't really last for 3 hours, but it may come close. But you're going to have melted wax coming down the side of this. But this is kind of a use it till it's gone. When it's burned down to a nub, the directions on the back of the package say toss it. So that is the emergency candle. I like that because it comes 10 in the pack, and then I can have it and be sure that I have it when I need it. You can get that at grocery stores. You can go to um, Lowe's or Home Depot. You can go to a variety of places and find things like the emergency candles. But 12 of these, small as they may be, they're small but mighty. But you get 10 of the emergency candles. The price is really good. It's nice, or it was really good at the time. I'm not quite sure how it is right now because everything seems to be going up and down. But that's another good option. Just please make sure that you have it in a candle holder and set somewhere, like if you have a cat that likes to jump all over everything, keep your cat away from the candle. Have it set up somewhere where it will be like in the middle of a table with nothing around it or whatever. Something else. As far as candles go. Ugh, this is heavy. A lantern. And yes, I bought that because it was on sale at Target. That was a good deal. First, the actual outer portion of it was on sale, which I thought, well, this is cool. You know, it was on sale for like $5. And I said, really? Let me get this really quick before somebody realizes that they put the wrong price. Very nice deal. And the candles, uh, which this candle is scented with vanilla flavor, but it's massive. It'll burn quite a long time in that container. It was on sale as well for about $5, maybe somewhere between $3 to $5. But at any rate, it will provide a good amount of light. The candle has a place to be inside that lantern. It can burn down. When it's done burning down, I can toss whatever scraplings are at the bottom and start again. But it's protected from the wind by being inside the glass encasement. It's large enough that if I needed to carry it somewhere, I could. More than likely, I would just set it in the middle of the table so that it would provide ample lighting for a room. I really like that. Just storing it, that's a whole nother story. Finding a place in the corner in the closet where I can just put it there and leave it until times of need. But today may be one of those times of need. But consider $10 for that as a whole. I don't know that they have any more on sale because after I bought that, I thought about it. I was like, are you crazy? You should go back in there and get another one. Went back in there. Somebody had took the other ones that were right there. Um, and they had them in their cart going away. So I'm sure that as an item is probably for sale. I just don't know that it would be as good of a deal as it was before. But with it being kind of the holiday season, you never know because there's a lot of sales happening right now. Next, this little deal I got for free attending a volunteer ceremony. They were giving out little whatnots and who's its, and they gave me the gift bag, and I got this. And at first I thought, you got to be kidding me. What am I going to do with this? Well, aside from the fact that it also has a magnet on it, this little light gets really bright. So like it's small, so you can carry it in your pocket. Not a big deal. You can clip it to the side of your pocket. You can have it if you're out somewhere in a public place and you're in the restroom or whatever, and the power goes out. You can hit this and know that you're covered because it does create really good lighting in areas where the power is out. It really does. You know, I've closed the door and closed myself into space like the laundry room or the bathroom and used it, and it is very bright. So that was a nice little booby prize I got for being a volunteer. Next, I got this. This is the Ever Ready flashlight. Very small version, fits in the pocket. I got this for playing a game at work, and they had me spin the wheel of fabulous prizes. Um, and it said flashlight. And I looked on the table and I grabbed this quickly. It has a decent light to it. It's battery operated, it's small. If someone's carrying a purse, it's a good thing to have. I don't really advise people to carry purses much anymore because during the times that we're living in right now, we have to really be careful with what we have on us outside or wherever. But you can fit it in your pocket. You can fit it in your coat pocket, in the backpack, whatever. And it's nice because it holds 3 batteries on the inside. 3 small batteries, AAAs. Not crazy about what happens with our batteries after they're used, but it does hold 3 small batteries, and the light is really sufficient. I'd say, compare it to this one, and I'm not trying to make anything difficult for anyone, but they're equally bright, I believe. So that was a good booby prize to win. Also, one of my favorites is this. This is the Maglite Mini. And I know that there's some really good tactical flashlights out there, and there's some other preparedness channels that talk about those other ones like the Olight and things like that. But the Maglite Mini, this is one that I've had for about 25 years, I believe. Very much worth the money. I had got it when I was working security and had to be at a variety of locations, and they'd always put me somewhere where I'd be in the dark and having to check in dark and closed spaces and making sure that boiler heaters weren't, malfunctioning and this and that. And so I got this at that time, and I had a little holster thing that I could hook onto my belt so that I'd have it right there. It's not super gigantic like they show in the movies with security officers with the big gigantic flashlight. No, this is small. Anyone can use this. It has 2 AA batteries in it, and the strength of the batteries go for quite a long time. And it has a light that varies depending on how you twist the body of it. So the light will pan out when you first turn it on, and as you twist the barrel, it can narrow in all the way down to a little pinpoint. Batteries have been in this one. These batteries that are in here now have been in here for years, and it still works. Of course, I keep backup batteries, but my point is, this is a good deal, and it's not likely, in my opinion, to be something that's going to end up being phased out, or at least I hope not, because this is a very reliable source of light that can be carried in a purse, in a backpack, in a pocket, on a belt holster kind of a deal. The Maglite Mini. I do like the Maglite. And this, as I said, it works as well as the big ones. And it's made in America. Made in California. It's nice to get items that support the country that you live in. That those jobs that were creating this really good product didn't do it in vain. This is a very good deal. And my last light for today, or one of the last lights, no, not quite done yet, is this. It looks odd, it's very peculiar shaped, but this is a hand crank flashlight radio, and it has an emergency beacon. Not only that, it even has a place on the side where you can use to charge up cell phones or other things. So you've got like some different charging ports here on the side. But You crank it, and it gives you the light. You never have to buy batteries for it. It just does what it does. And as you see, the radio works as well. So it makes it very nice. And you see the little beacon. So if you're not able to talk or having some sort of difficulty, you click the button, and it's a minimal light that blinks, but it's enough to gather someone's attention. I paid $2.99 for this. I actually got it from a thrift store, but I know that they were selling these at Radio Shack at the time I got it at the thrift store. I never have to replace the battery because there's nothing to replace. It even has an antenna if you need to use the antenna. It has the built-in weather radio. It's the whole 9 yards. For $2.99, that's something that made going to the thrift store a really good deal for me. And as I said, you can find it at Radio Shack and other places like that. Because we've had, the shrinkflation or whatever you want to call it, and everything changing over the past couple of years, the price may have gone up a bit, but once you have it, you have it. The one drawback to having a hand cranked radio flashlight, emergency product, it's great for having like in a bug out bag or in any kind of emergency packaging so that you have what you need all together. It's great for that. But if someone has some concerns with arthritis or mobility concerns regarding using their hands, this may not be the best option for them. So, but for me, yeah, I like it. Of course, if you have a smartphone, then you more than likely have a built-in flashlight. There's a section on the phone where you pull down your top screen and then you pull it down even further and it will show flashlight. You tap on it and the light comes on. So, in an emergency, that is an option for someone to use. But I personally suggest that people try not to use it that much. If you have other options, use the other options first because you will want your source of communication with others to let people know that your power is out or that you need help. Okay, one more. And I know you've already seen this one before, unless you're new to the channel. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. And I'm glad that you're here. And I hope you'll consider subscribing. And if this content is in any way helpful to you, share it with someone else so that someone else may be able to get some information that will be helpful to them. Emergency power supply. It's small, definitely. Fits in my lunchbox. It has a light source. It holds quite a bit of power. This is from Dr. Prepare. That light right there is pretty darn bright. The light was kind of a selling point for me because it's nice to have something that will do multiple things. It also has that blinding beacon light and the strobe. I like it. As I showed you, see, it has the bars on like a battery so you know how much you are using up whenever you plug something into it. There's AC, DC, and USB. And you see there's a variety of ports here. And I have another one that does from a different company that has more ports on it, but the light didn't work very well on that other one. But this has AC, DC, USB, and also USC. You know, like people that have those iPhones and things like that. I believe those are the ones that can use that USC port. I like Dr. Prepare. They have a variety of things for camping, outdoor showers, a variety of lights and other things. This I can plug up to my solar panel and have my solar panel in the window and let the energy trickle from the solar panel into this so that it stays charged up. One of the top features that I like about Dr. Prepare, and no, I'm not being paid by Dr. Prepare, I'm just a big fan of their product. One of the top features that I like about them is that this will work for 7 or 8 hours at night for anyone that has a CPAP, a BiPAP, life support type products. It will work. Now here I am putting it right back into the lunchbox because yes, it really does fit in there. If you're interested in Dr. Prepare or their products, you can go to drprepare.com. Um, you can check them out on Amazon, which is where I found this product myself. Um, Thank you for taking this time with me today. I just wanted to share this information right now because the weatherman is already saying, hey, it's coming. Are you ready? Are you ready for the severe winds and the possibility of power being out? This is the time to be ready, not after it already gets dark. You know, we watch those little scary movies and things and or suspenseful movies and the power goes out in the movie and then we're thinking, oh man, they don't have any light. What are they going to do? Is there a flashlight? Is there a match? Is there this? Is there that? The time to get ready is not after the emergency happens. The time to be ready is now. I hope you're ready. And if you're not ready, I hope you are trying to get prepared. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section. If you have any comments, you can leave them in the comment section. In fact, why don't you tell me, are you ready for if the lights were to go out today? We already saw what happened at Texas a few months ago. And, you know, like I said, it's snowing in Hawaii. Things are definitely different. Take care and stay prepared. And I look forward to talking to you again very soon.